Oh, guys, it has been forever since I talked about doing a YouTube video, and here we are. This is the first official YouTube video. My name is Luke Hoppy, and today we're going to be talking about how you can make your webcam go from this, well, to honestly something like what you're seeing right now. Now, before we get into it, I just wanted to give a friendly reminder that I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Thursday, Saturday. I put the link down in the description below. Feel free to check it out. We do a little bit of tutorials, but primarily we just kind of have fun, talk about different stuff, games, life, whatever you want. And I'm really looking forward to building a community with everybody. So feel free to drop in when you have a chance. All right, now let's get right into it. So this is probably what a majority of people's streams look like. You have a basic webcam here. You have an overhead light on. This is generally what it will look like. It's got a really wide angle. First things first, what we should do is we're going to turn off this overhead light. I highly recommend getting at least 2 lights. You can get a set of Newer lights. They're like $20. Newer has a deal going on Amazon. I will post the link down below. Let's turn off this overhead light and see what it looks like. Okay, so now that we have that, so mine actually was like slightly behind me, so it's kind of casting this shadow. So you're already probably seeing a small improvement otherwise. In my room right now, it's fairly dimly lit, but it looks kind of bright. So the first light is called the key light. That is going to be the bright light. That's going to be the main light that's on your face, and it will cast a shadow to the other side. So let's get that one turned on, and we'll see how this looks. Okay, so this is with the key light on. It's obviously extremely bright right now, and my camera is having trouble adjusting what it needs to be doing. It doesn't understand, but as you can see, the light, very powerful coming in from this side, and it's casting a lot of shadows on the right side of my face. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the second light. The second light is called the fill light. So essentially it will fill in a lot of these shadows, and it's gonna come from the opposite direction. So what you're gonna have is 2 lights coming at you. One should be brighter, one should be about 50% the brightness of the initial one, and we'll do that and we'll see how this all looks. Okay, so this is basically everything. I believe my second light is turned up to 100%. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this down. So I have a handy little remote. You might not necessarily have that. You don't necessarily have like this little remote that I have. A lot of the times what you can do is you can just kind of move the light source further back, and it'll actually kind of help balance it out. It's a really simple technique. A lot of people use it. So this is essentially what it looks like with 2 lights in front. Again, the key light is over here. It is at 100%. This one is at 50%. Now that we have both of our lights on, what we can tell here is that I am very bright versus the whole image being very bright. What you want is you want you to be as bright as possible. That way you will be able to eventually distinguish yourself from the background. The next couple parts are going to be inside OBS, so let's dive right into that. Okay, so now here we are. We're back in OBS. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to your webcam right here. You're going to want to right click that, and you're going to want to go to the filters tab. So now what we have here is your filters. You can put audio filters, you can do a bunch of cool different stuff in here, and I'll be going through more tutorials in the near future. What we'll go is we'll click this plus down here on the effects area, and we're going to go to color correction. Now this is really going to be where you can kind of really boost the color and boost what your image looks like to make it kind of match that of a better quality webcam or DSLR. But honestly, this is just a really good starting point to make your camera look a little bit more professional. So we'll go to color correction. It brings you to this menu right here, and what we have are just like a ton of different sliders. I like to make it simple. A lot of people are like, I don't know what any of this means. Same kind of sliders that you're going to be using for your Instagram photos. Only in this time, instead of just a single image, you're going to be putting it over an entire video. A lot of editors and stuff do this in post to make the colors, to make things look a little bit better, make it pop a little bit more, and that's where they get that really crisp cinema camera look. They're also using a lot higher quality cameras than what we're doing, but we will have a considerable better image after this. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to mess around with the saturation, and the saturation is just going to kind of gives those like more of reddish orange hues to everything. So if you go like super up, see how I'm already very orange, very distinguished. It makes like everything that's red kind of get brightened. And you can see it in the very corner over here. When I slide this down, you can see it on my light, on my gel, on my light. You can see it on the door, how the reds just kind of brighten it up. And you can even see it in this line back over here. You can never tell how to like point on the camera. But yeah, so that's where I like to start. And honestly, you do not need to go crazy. So as you can see, it's super gray right now, especially after all that color change that we've done. So I usually like to start at kind of like 0.2, 0.25. Always a really good starting place for me anyway. Already I can tell that the oranges and the reds kind of already pop. Does kind of give me more of a natural look. I don't look so like pale. If you're going for a pale look, you can obviously do that as well. But yeah, so that's where I like to start. Then I like to move on to the contrast. The contrast is really here where we're gonna get those big definition of here's your background, here's your foreground. And this is really gonna be how you define yourself out from the background. So it's gonna give everything kind of a little bit more defined border, and your brights are gonna be a little bit brighter and your darks are gonna be a little bit darker. And again, you don't wanna get crazy with these sliders. If you go too much, you get this image. So I like to again go to like, we'll go to like 0.15 for right now. And I can already kind of see a difference in that my hair is really kind of standing out from the background. My chair looks a little bit more distinguished because it's a lot more white than everything else. Even my shirt looks a little bit more defined. So from here, what I like to do is I like to go to the brightness. Right away, I can kind of see my face. I'm very kind of washed out from the lights. Dim the brightness down ever so slightly. So as you can see, the background got a little bit dimmer. I'm still illuminated, but that washout on my face looks a little bit better. What we can do is we can turn this gamma down just ever so slightly. But as you can see, my colors now are really starting to pop. You have these very definitive lines that distinguish you, and that's pretty much it. You really don't have to mess with these sliders all that much. So we're gonna hit close on this, and it will save it. So this is the last test that I have. I wanna see how the color correction that we have done to my webcam stack up to my Canon EOS RP, my full frame mirrorless DSLR that I do stream with, and that I did the intro and the outro to this video with. And so let's give it a shot and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so my initial reaction is, wow, this is fairly comparable. Obviously the DSLR does have significantly better color. My face, it just deals better with the lighting. And honestly, that is to be expected considering the sensor in my DSLR is literally the size of the entirety of the webcam. So honestly, it kind of shows that there is nothing that compares to having a really high quality camera. However, the improvements that we've made really kind of make it a difference. And I'll do one further. We're gonna take off my color corrections on the webcam and we're gonna see how that stacks up against the DSLR. As you can tell, the DSLR is drastically better in everything. The detail, the color, I mean, the definition, it is really significantly better than the webcam. Now, if we add in these color corrections again, you can tell that the webcam makes strides, and it's all just in OBS, there for everyone to use. As you can see, when we use these color corrections, there is a significant difference in the quality of what the webcam looked like before to what the webcam looks like afterwards. You can tell in the color of my shirt, you can tell how I stand out from the background a little bit, even the color of my skin, everything. Is it quite as good as the DSLR? It doesn't appear to be so. However, there really is no comparison to using a high quality DSLR or even a better quality webcam than the one that I'm using. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. All right, thank you so much. I really saw a difference in a lot of the stuff going from the webcam to the DSLR. However, there was a drastic improvement between what the webcam looked like initially, adding a few lights to make it look a little bit better so it's not as grainy. And colors aren't as washed out, to what the end result ended up actually looking like. And obviously, it's not going to be 100%. There is no replacement for the large sensor and the good lens in a DSLR. However, there obviously was a drastic improvement from where it was before to where it was after. I really hope you like this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as drop a like if you enjoyed what you saw. And in the comments, honestly, leave me something that you want to kind of see in the future. We plan on dropping new videos every Wednesday, doing small tutorials about editing and other things like that. And I'll probably be dropping some vlogs in there too. So again, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll be seeing you very soon.